Guess what, guys? It's Pride! That's how you do it.
Happy Pride. We got a new coffee. This is a really awesome coffee. Originally I said Yacuri. We believe it's actually Yacuri. I got corrected by the resident Colombian. This is not a Colombian coffee. This is a coffee from Ecuador.
Though it is found occasionally, but that's
we'll just
right
not this coffee.
Actually,
Lots of coffees that are in Colombia. This one's from Ecuador.
Yes.
This is a really cool coffee from a really cool place. I know I say that about most coffees, but this one is no exception. We're also just pretty good at choosing coffees that are really cool, that come from really cool places. But we got a little bit to talk about this one. We are super psyched about this one. It is from a really cool region in Ecuador called the Upper Mayo Chinchipe Basin. I believe that's correct. It's in a cool spot. But this area in Ecuador is really right where the Andes meet the Amazon. So if you can imagine, that is just an incredibly fertile land. There's tons of rich nutrients and minerals in that soil, so it's a really fantastic place to grow pretty much any crop. But also because Ecuador is on the equator is just Spanish for Ecuador, by the way. It gets consistent sunlight year round. So it gets about 12 hours of sunlight every single day throughout the entire year. So whatever you're growing, if you're growing in that area, you're gonna have incredible consistency.
this is specifically the Sidra varietal. So when I say varietal, that is a subsect of the variety. Variety, just a quick rundown, is literally Robusta, Arabica. So we always carry Arabica. Robusta is a completely different animal, and maybe we'll talk about it another time. But Sidra is the varietal, which is the subsect of. So varietals are often found in the wild, either crossbred just through nature, through years of evolution, or scientists, farmers, and producers literally crossbreeding with intention to make something more resilient, which is important because there are a lot of pests, a lot of diseases that can completely wipe out coffee plants. And over the years, there have been a lot of
Blights.
yes, thank you. But this one was found within Ecuador, and it is a crossbreed of the Typica and the Bourbon varietals, which are very common that we use for ourselves. We have a lot of Bourbons on, we've had a lot of Typicas and heirlooms on, and this is really interesting because it was found in Ecuador, like on a very specific farm, just like one day, hi. But what's really cool about this is it needs its own ecosystem. It cannot just be by itself growing in direct sun. It needs shade, and it needs other plants around to provide that shade to help, fertilize the soil as other plants do. They'll nurture the soil in their own way, and it needs that. It cannot survive on itself. It's delicate, very similarly to how a geisha is delicate. This is a washed coffee, so everything is hand-picked, several passes, which means it's very, very specific and intentional on how people go in and pick the ripest ones. It's not just a mass production of, we're just gonna take everything off no. What we love about a lot of the coffees that we get and that we choose are, a lot of these are hand-picked, thus picked with intention.
Should we taste? Thank you kindly.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had about 3 of these today, and this is what I love about dialing in your brew. Because I did it pour over the first time, different grind size. Chemex the second, ran a little long. This was Goldilocks. There you go.
Yeah, this one is the perfect one. Yeah, we've been drinking this all day long, not because we need the caffeine, we do, but it's just really, really, really delicious. Like I said, this one is super sweet. I think this is a great selection for, mid-late spring. It's refreshing, it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, technically it is still spring.
Yeah, just about, for a little bit longer.
It's the 20th. Summer's not till the 20th, guys. I don't care what Memorial Day says.
But yeah, it's just a really good coffee. Like, I know, like, sometimes that sounds like a boring thing to say, but like, this is just a really, really good coffee. That's all I can really say, honestly.
This was, once again, anytime I think we do the tasting notes for our passports, specifically our passports, we go back and forth so many times. I feel like it's been specifically this year. Last year was a lot more chill. I was like, oh, this is fine. Yeah. Literally, since it turned into 2026, it's been like, how many iterations do we have? Yeah. And it's been slightly frustrating, but it's fun because you get to play mad scientist. The one consistent thing about this cup is this has been a yellow cup.
Yes, it's
This
very,
is a
very,
very yellow cup. Off the bat, there was a sweetness there that we stumbled upon, and we're just like, what kind of sugar is this? And we went back and forth, and what was it? Palmer cane? It was
palm sugar.
Yes.
So if you have palm sugar, or if you haven't had palm sugar, it's not so much like a darker sugar, but it does have a more developed sweetness. Not quite caramelized in flavor, but it does have a little bit of a brown note. It comes usually in a brown puck. If you ever had adobo chicken, that's the sweetness they get from that. This doesn't taste like chicken, this tastes like the sugar. But it's definitely, yeah, this really sweet, developed, you know, almost caramelized type of like sugar sweetness. And then beyond that, that was kind of like the first thing that we kind of figured out right away. And then beyond that, it's really, really delicate, and it's like very simple and also really complex. It's one of those coffees where if you just want to like turn your brain off and just drink this, it's just like, oh, this is a really, really pleasant cup. And the more you think about it, there is a lot of minutia in this one. So we went back and forth, but we settled on a few tasting notes that I think still ring pretty true and paint a pretty good picture about what's going on here. So the next note we got was kind of both adjacent to stone fruit, one more than the other. But we got a really distinct type of apple sweetness, specifically a green apple.
No, yellow.
Yellow delicious apple, never mind.
We went back and forth because this was, when we had this on the cupping table as a sample, it was very distinctly apple juice, just very bright, very clean. And then when we did a full roast, and we're like, okay, so we like the idea of having apple on this, but then we did more sample roast, and then the final production roast, we're like, no, this is Golden Delicious. And Golden Delicious is one of those, I feel like it's the middle of the road, like it's good, but it's okay. But it does taste yellow.
Yeah.
But also that might just be us, I don't know. To normal people, does that taste yellow to you? How does that feel to you? But no, it has the give. You can feel like I will not get wax poetic about an apple. I'm told that people don't do that.
She could. She has.
I often, at ungodly hours of the morning. I'm so sorry.
I'm usually asleep by then. But lastly, the most divisive flavor note that we got, we settled on peach tea. Peach tea because it has a really specific additional sweetness that's reminiscent of something like sweet tea, but it has this just really not vague but subtle but very present stone fruit note. To us, it was definitely more peachy than anything, and just combining with like a little bit of tannic acid and that sweetness that you associate with a sweet black tea. Peach tea just kind of really fit in there, and I think it paints a really good picture both of the color tone that we tend to get from it, something that's like yellow, a little bit brown, a little bit red, and also just, like I said, this really settles into a really fantastic cup for late spring. So
we did have it iced. We did have it iced last week, and it was
peach tea.
That note definitely comes out more in the iced. Mm-hmm. It also, as it ages, it's definitely more so, because it's still one that I'm like, I know where you're coming from, but peach sun tea. Sun tea. But that was a lot to put on a label.
Anyway, palm sugar, Golden Delicious, peach tea. This is a fantastic coffee. Highly recommend getting a bag, getting a pour over. Whenever you brew this or you have a cup of it, definitely sip it slowly. Let it cool down, because as it cools, it really evolves and opens up into something that's just very, very soft, really, really sweet, and just super pleasant and enjoyable. Lots of crazy things going on right now, but this is a really good opportunity to sit down, slow down, just think about what's in your cup.
The beauty of coffee is that it comes from the earth. It is grounding, so it allows you to be present in that moment with your cup, with the people around you, and that's important. Mm-hmm. So, from our nerdy hearts to your cups, enjoy.